Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope it's having a fantastic day today. So I want to go over some news for the Philadelphia Eagles, a couple things. Interesting enough, we're going to get through free agency and see what happens. Now, by the time this video comes out, there might be news that is different. So I'm going to put out this video as fast as I possibly can. But there has been some news and, some little things that are going on. Obviously, Fletcher Cox, on Twitter was kind of, with the eagle, the eye emojis, and kind of saying, what's going to happen with Fletcher Cox? Is this a good thing for the Eagles, a bad thing? Is he coming back to the Eagles? I don't know. On $14-15 million for the year, I just don't see it happening. This is a guy that's just not the same player anymore. I think better in a rotation now. He's not the same Fletcher Cox that he was. If you guys remember earlier in the season, he was complaining that he was playing 70% of the snaps, and then once Jordan Davis got hurt, they got Linval, they got sued. Davis came back. Then he was more in a nice fluid rotation, and he played a lot better. But as a, starter or as a, first in line to start on the line next to Jordan Davis, I just don't see it happening unless, since Fletch was drafted here, and we all know that there's a lot of loyalty with some of these players. Lane Johnson will probably restructure his contract. Brandon Graham is only getting paid $2 to $3 million this year, $6 million for a whole entire contract for the year. So you never know if Fletcher Cox can come back on a cheap deal for the Eagles, to help on the interior. If that's the case, I don't know. But this could really mean anything. But I just wanted to kind of just put that out there. Second, big play Slay. Even with everything that's going on with him and his agent seeking out, seeing what the market is like for him, if the Eagles can get something done on an extension for Slay that we've kind of been going back and forth on. Looks like he's trying to, get Adam Thielen to the Eagles. That's what it seems like right now. Slay was kind of tweeting at him a little bit, and getting an Adam Thielen as your number 3, and obviously leaving the Vikings as the number 2 guy, and getting older, and not really just regressing, but the Vikings are kind of rebuilding their defense right now. They've been letting a lot of players go, and offensively, I think they want to keep Kirk Cousins, and I think they want to get younger at the wide receiver position and get better at that position, so they can have a big need at receiver as well to kind of get a complementary piece for Justin Jefferson. And Adam Thielen is just getting old, and he deserves to go to a team. And as an Eagles number 3, he would actually play pretty well. Might be the fastest guy, but his route running is really good and has reliable hands, and could be a nice piece inside between Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. It would actually be pretty cool to see. But obviously this is far-fetched. Slay is just trying to get some guys on the team, and who knows? You never know. Adam Thielen did say that he wants to play for a good quarterback and a good system offensively, and a team that's already kind of built. This Eagles offense is still intact right now, pretty good. So there's a lot of good things to take out of it. So with Slay going through what he's going through and driving us Eagles fans crazy right now, he's still doing his due diligence. The news for Slay right now, pretty much from a lot of reports, are coming out that he's staying in Philadelphia. I don't think a trade is really going to go down, which I already kind of thought that. I didn't think a trade was going to go down because it just doesn't work. But the numbers and, making $17 million this year and how much more he wants to get paid, I'm not really sure what that number and where Howie and Slay's agent are really going to meet that number and right in the middle. So it's going to be interesting. But Adam Thielen is definitely a low-risk, high-reward type move where you don't have to sign him. He won't be expensive. I don't think he will. But it would be interesting to see if they're going to keep Quez Watkins for this year, if they're going to keep him as a depth guy. Give Quez Watkins some competition for OTAs, training camp, preseason, joint practices. I would give him as much competition as possible. Not just that position, for almost all positions. I think it would be a pretty good fit for Adam Thielen to be here. So that one's pretty interesting. Third on the list right now is James Bradberry. Now, Josina Anderson did talk to Bradberry, and we saw the reports yesterday. That the Eagles offered Chauncey Gardner-Johnson a contract. They're going to let him hit the market, and James Bradberry had a lot to say about if he wanted to come back to the Eagles. So he said, I know there's definitely interest from the Eagles. I would love to play for the Eagles. I definitely see how bright the future is for that team. I'm just waiting to hear the exact terms from them. I believe they're also waiting for what the market tells as well, because I'm also anticipating interest from other teams too. So they told me whoever calls, just make sure I also give them the chance to match. So this is what I'm thinking right now. Okay, Gardner-Johnson, if Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gets signed, there's rumors that they have interest in getting Bradberry back to the team, or if not Bradberry, somebody else. Because I think they still want to retain like 2 players. Besides Slay, obviously, that's still on contract this year, and we're trying to figure that out. They still want to retain 2 other players, whether it's probably Chauncey and, hopefully Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and either it's going to be Bradberry or it's going to be somebody else. So if they were able to bring Bradberry back, that would be fantastic if they were able to get it done. How? I don't know. They haven't restructured Lane Johnson yet. There's still moves that have to be done to free up some cap. And obviously the big one is the Jalen Hurts extension, which is rumored to be $51 to $53 million, which is nuts, man. But I'm happy he deserves the contract. It is what it is. But this is what I think Howie is doing right now. So what he's doing is he's letting the agents tell the players that he still wants to retain these guys, just like Bradberry said right here, to make sure that he could talk to the Eagles if he really wants to come back and match the offer. So if the Browns or the Arizona Cardinals that have a lot of interest right now in James Bradberry, make sure that you contact us so we can try to match that offer. And if we can't, then you're free to go. So there's a lot of respect going back and forth with the Eagles and trying to retain these players. And I think Bradberry does want to come back to this team, but I think Bradberry and his agent, Bradberry is telling his agent, and I think it goes for Chauncey as well, the Eagles are letting these guys hit the market, but those players that want to come back to Philly are going to obviously listen to other teams, but if they get an offer from another team, they're going to tell their agent to contact the Eagles and try to see if they can match that or top that offer. So I think there's a little bit of help going on. I think there's a little bit of teamwork going on between, the players that really want to come back here, but they still want to hit the market and see what's out there contract-wise and see how much they can get. So it's not really a bad idea. I didn't want them to hit the market, but not knowing this information, as much as it's happening for Bradberry, where he might tell his agent, all right, tell the Eagles this is what they offered. Can they match it or top it? And I think this is going to happen with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, that they're going to kind of have some teamwork a little bit on giving the Eagles a chance to retain these guys, which is a really good thing, and I honestly don't mind it. So I'll feel more comfortable with them going on the market. It's going to be tough the next few days this week, where we're going to see a lot of players probably go that they're going to sign. We're going to lose, a good amount of free agents on defense, but you have a chance because of the trust you have within that player that wants to come back to Philly, but the Eagles, obviously, for those players, they want to, test the market out, but with the promise of coming back to the Eagles and saying, hey, this is what the Cardinals offered me. This is what the Browns offered me. Can you top that? Can you match that? We want to try to get something done. Bradberry wants to come back. He wants to come back to Philadelphia. If it's, if you can get it done, we can get this deal done as soon as possible. So I like the collaborative, between players that actually want to come back here, but know that they have to test the market and, with the promise of, hey, come back. If you get offered a contract, come back, call us, and we'll try to match it or top that offer. So I actually really like this plan a lot. It makes sense. And not saying that this is, not saying that this is promising, but at least it gives us somewhat of a chance, at least a fair chance to at least try to top an offer. And I don't know how we're going to do it because the Eagles have not freed up any more money. And it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not really sure if this is really going to work. But hearing news that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has been top priority, like this was like probably 3 weeks ago, and then it was really quiet for a while. But knowing that the Eagles have a deal on the table, they'll let these guys hit the market, see what's going on, and obviously Chauncey and Bradberry could be back. And if that's the case, that's a really good, it's a really good sign if they do come back. At least if one of them comes back, I'll be pretty happy. But Chauncey, I would love it. But to have that number 2 corner is really important. I really didn't think that there was really going to be a chance to get Bradberry back, but there could be a chance, guys. I'm not saying it's a 90% chance, but it's really up in the air. It's a bunch of question marks. I have no idea. I don't know what the other rumors are of what's going on, but they will hit the market and they will test free agency out and see how it goes. And the Eagles will have their chance to at least get some type of call back to try to match or top an offer if they can, which is pretty good. So pretty excited about that. Lastly, on the news is Miles Sanders. We haven't really heard anything in a bit. We haven't really been thinking about the running back position when it comes to Miles Sanders because we knew he was walking. We know it's going to happen. Looks like Miami has a lot of interest in him and obviously is going to have more suitors for him. He's going to get paid. It's just what's going to happen. He's not coming back to Philly. I highly doubt it. Miami already traded for Jalen Ramsey already for a third-round pick, which is kind of nuts. And that's what I was kind of thinking with the Slay stuff going on. Like, Ramsey only gets traded for a third-round pick. I think we did the same thing when we traded for Slay, if I'm not mistaken, from the Lions. But not to get off topic, but with Miles Sanders, definitely walking. It's you got Miami, got a couple teams that have the Buffalo Bills are in need of a running back badly, and he would fit really well. Hey, if he stays to the AFC, it'd probably be better for us. As long as he doesn't go to the NFC East, it'd be great. So. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So we've heard the news on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Fletcher Cox is insinuating something. I don't know what it is. James Bradberry was talked to the other day. They're giving the Eagles a chance to top offers. So I think with all these guys that want to come back to Philadelphia, they're going to let these guys test the market, and at least they get a call back to really top the offer and keep them in the loop, which is a really good thing. Darius Slay trying to kind of get Adam Thielen on the Eagles to help offensively. Adding Adam Thielen is a low-risk, high-reward move. I don't even think he'd be that expensive, to be honest with you, which I think would be awesome. And obviously Miles Sanders is going to be gone, and we have to say our goodbyes and good luck to wherever he goes in free agency. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you lasted this long in this video, if you guys haven't subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you guys haven't either, we're going to be covering the Eagles every single day. Streams every day this week on free agency, just reacting, sitting with you guys, hanging out, and doing all that good stuff. So you guys enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow, slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.